Morning YouTube, Sam from Sam's Garden Maintenance, and in this video today guys, another workshop one. It's nice and toasty and warm in here, and in this video today guys, it's all about setting goals and getting them down on paper and trying to stick to them. Now, I aren't a business coach, I'm not a business mentor, nothing of the sort. But I do know that if you don't write things down or even set yourself goals, then you've probably got very little chance of actually sticking to them. So this video today, I'm going to show you my sort of 3-year plan for my business. It is. I am happy with how it's going. I really enjoy it. I love my work. Now, if it is that you guys have been going for a while or you're just starting up, then I think this video will help you. It helps me to basically just sit down and just get things out on paper, because that's when you can just literally see it in black and white. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you from year till year on how both businesses are going to sort of progress in my eyes, how I want them to progress, and you never know, by me talking it I might actually be able to add a bit more into my own little business plan, and this might help me just as much as it might help you guys. So let's get on with it then. Now, next year, 23 to 24, both businesses are basically going to sort of work together as they are. And the goals themselves are very simple. Your gutters, the exterior cleaning, grow. I just want to keep advertising. So it's going to have a year-round advert. I've spoke to the paper and sorted the price out. So it's going to be advertised very well. And I know there's a billion ways to advertise, but that works for me. The paper advert does. It does actually do really well, and I would like to do a full day a week, either a full day or £5,000 a year. Now, don't take that as a day rate equation. It isn't, but as I said, I'd like to. My ideal goal is I'd like to do a full day a week cleaning, but I want to earn £5,000 a year. Now, if I'm doing a full day every week, it's going to be way more than £5,000, but that's what I want to stick to and beat it if I can. Now, for the SGM side, again, it's grow the business, but there's one thing that I've learned this year, and it's something that a direction I always wanted to push my business in. If I'm being honest with you, I've always wanted to basically be where I am getting more regular customers, but this year it's changed that, because I am realizing now, as much as I love working with people regularly, it's the people who cause me the most bother are the people who are basically on a regular schedule. And I'll do one-off jobs, I'll do regular work for really well paying clients, or full day rates, never a problem, don't cause me any issues. But there might be Mr. and Mrs. such and such, or Mrs. Karen, Mrs. such and such, that I'll only go to once every 2 weeks for a simple grass cut, £20, but yet she'll be the one that will cause me the most problems. She'll be the one ringing up, I think it's going to rain tomorrow, can you cancel? Can you come another day instead? I want to change my day. You know what I mean? It's a nightmare, really. It is. So this is going to help me to do that. It is. If this is doing well and I'm getting a full day, or half a day, or even a full day once a month, or full day once every 2 weeks, whatever you want, this will allow me to basically cut back on Mr. and Mrs. Nightmare customer. I worked it out. I could do one gutter at a minimum price, and that one visit, that one job a month, will pay for 2 to 3 visits for a Nightmare Karen customer. You know, now I'm not saying that they're nightmares, you know, as in you go and the pricks and the bastards, because they would be arsed off at this point. But as horrible as it sounds, we've all got a shit list. We have, it's customers that are a nightmare, that you know, they've always wanted to change, or you get there and the gate's locked, but they're nice people, or there's dog shit all over the lawns and you've asked them a million times, stuff like that. And as I said, I am very, very forgiving. I probably shouldn't be. So instead, I want to be concentrating on getting more commercial work and more one-off work. That's the big one for me. It is. So what do I need to do with that? I need to advertise. I need to get around the businesses. I need to get, you know, knocking on these commercial sites, speaking to them. So that's the plan for it. Big one, save. I need to get a house. You'll see this more next year. I need to sort something out. You know, so I need to keep saving. So I am fairly fortunate that unless something goes wrong, the kit itself is fine. You know, it's all in good condition. There's not really much, like I've always said, oh, I'd like to get a chipper. Well, I was thinking about that, and I'll be honest with you, I think the way I've got it now is more efficient, as in shove it all in a bag and take it to a dump, because otherwise I'd have to chip it and then find somewhere to dump it. So again, I thought I'd like these kits, but really I don't need it, or it would be nice to have, but overall I can make do. So save, and I'd like to save £10,000 this year through my business, and bank that. Now, I probably won't talk about it too much, probably do a little video, but if you've got a lot of money in the bank, now I'm not saying I have at all, I wish I had, but what money I have got, get it in an ISA. Because, okay, you know, we don't get anything as it is, but, you know, if it's in an ISA, we can get a little bit of money back off it. So that's a little takeaway tip. If you've got money in a bank, I think Barclays do one, it's 4% over a year. You know, you can take money out if you need to, but if you put £1,000 in, you'll get £40 next year. I don't think the interest rate on a standard account is anywhere near that. So just think about that. I sound like fucking Martin Lewis. So the next one is 24 to 25. I want to move up to 2 days a week and a minimum of £10,000 a year. I want to crack on getting more commercial work. Now the generator, I might push to there. I'm thinking about getting a generator next year. Reason being is, customers, I've never had a problem with their electrics, but I could do. If something goes wrong, they're going to blame me. And electricians, they like to charge you a lot of money. So the last thing I want is to go and, you know, I remember once me Uber did trip someone's electric. Fine, not a problem, but I don't want to. I want to avoid that. So a generator, okay, it's a lump of money. It's about £800 for the one that I'll need for my vac. You know, it is expensive, but the pros to this is that I can crack on when they're not there. I don't have to wait for Mr. Mrs. such and such to be in. I can just get on, get it done. I take before and after videos, as I've said before, so, you know, if they want to see that it's being done, they can. Brilliant. Also, commercial work. I want to start getting into the commercial side with the exterior cleaning. The generator will help that. If it's a big unit, I can't be there saying, oh, can I have power? Have you got outside? Oh, can I, you know, chaining bloody extension leads trying to get to one side. It will be done through a generator. Now, 24 and 25 is where it's going to get interesting. If this is doing 2 days a week, it's going to get, well, it's only 7 days a week. I want to have some time off. You know, people are a bit antsy about your gardening on a Sunday anyway. So this is the time to start weighing up and concentrating the customers. Now, all this is dependent on the business does what it did last year, and it's got a little bit of growth. Because I'll be honest with you, if I had the exact same customers from last year onto this year, same jobs, I'll be fine as long as this did what I wanted it to. But next year, we don't know what it's going to be like, do we? Could be bad, could be good. So next, you know, a couple of years from now, weigh up and concentrate customers. That's the order of the game. So basically, like I mentioned earlier, for want of a better term, the shit list. Well, this is where we're going to start, you know, making some cuts. I know it sounds horrible, but if work's flying in for bigger and better jobs, more one-off work, you know, I could spend my day, full day of going around just doing these little jobs, or I could be at one site earning more money. It's a no-brainer, isn't it now, guys? So we'll have to see. Now, save. I want to keep saving. Pension. Now, this is the big one. I'm 33, so I'll be 34 when I'm at this age. I have got a private pension, but I do know that if you put money into the pension, into a pension pot, you can take that off your tax or do something with it. So I want to be putting as much money as I can into a pension pot, because I don't mind doing this sort of work when I'm this age, but I don't want to be doing it when I'm 65 if I've got a crap pension. So you really need to think about this one. And the next one is a commercial unit or a house. I still live at home. My parents are very gracious to let me keep stuff at their house, but it's getting to a point now where it's a fucking pain in the arse. So this really needs to be there, but I can't be doing thingy. Commercial units in my area, they're like rocking horse shit. The ones that you can get that are affordable, as I said, the hen's teeth. You can get bigger ones, and they seem to float around a little bit more, but you know, there's a big tab that's thingy because they're like workshops as well as commercial. So I'm gonna have to start probably a house, you know, somewhere where I can lay down my roots, put a garage or a bar, you know, a storage building, something like that. So the last one is again where it's interesting. Now 25, 26, consider staff. Now that's going to be a big one, because staff, I don't, you know, it's a double-edged sword, that one, but I thought it'd be worth mentioning that because that is a good sign of upward growth. And if I want to push my business, that's where I'd have to go. Maybe, you know, if one's doing a lot better than the other, you get somebody to do this side or somebody to do that side, or help with both, whichever. But I think it's going to be easier to find somebody to do one or the other and not both, you know, to be a tall order, that will. So my next one really is, I'd love to get a second vehicle, a van that's just a smaller van, probably a caddy sort of size, long wheelbase, or a Connect, where I can put all the exterior cleaning stuff. It's all set up. I don't have to worry about dicking around getting it bloody dirty with the gardening side. Everything's there. I could drive to a job, get it done, and you know, it's all sorted. But you know what I mean, to put another van on the road, a good van, you know, there's no such thing anymore as cheap vans. So you're probably talking 10, 12,000 pounds. I know there's cheaper out there, but I'd want something with a warranty, something like that. So it's another cost, and it's a very, very big cost, that is. And again, for the gardening side, it's pension. I want to keep putting as much money into the pension as I can, as well as, you know, putting money a day for rainy weather, and further develop commercial leads. So again, now, is it going to be a point where I'm going to be doing all commercial, all residential, all exterior cleaning? I don't know, but you go where the money is. You know, if one side's getting a hell of a lot more calls than the other side, and one side is a lot more profitable than the other, well, I'm not going to be sentimental. I'm going to go where the money is. I am, because this is what I try to keep reminding myself. I am here to be a businessman, to do business. I'm not saying that in a boastful, you know, fucking big dick fucking energy sort of way. Nothing of the sort. But the truth in matter is we need money to do things. We need money to be able to, you know, buy a house, buy a second van. And I don't want to be, you know, sticking with Mr. and Mrs. such and such, you know, because I've always been there, and you know, it's a low pay but they're always nice and all that, when I could be doing, you know, the big one-off jobs regularly, or I could be working, you know, doing day rate jobs. It's a double-edged sword. You're starting to put, you know, all your eggs into one basket, but at this point in time your reputation should be around, you know, where, and I don't burn bridges anyway, so you know, it could be where you could probably have to go back a bit, forward a bit, but that's business at the end of the day. So I'm hoping this video's helped you guys. I'm hoping, you know, it's a bit of a sort of peek in the wizard's sleeve, so to speak. You've seen how I go about things. I'm hoping that just this little thing, it's not much, you know, it's one thingy. That's another video I just done, but you'll see that it is simple, and just by looking at this, you know, I'll keep it in my journal. This is my little business journal. This is where I keep all my thoughts and my notes on the business. It can all sit in there, and I can just keep looking at it just to remind me. And at the same time, as you go through the years, you can start looking back and thinking, oh, I beat that, because I know if I look back, I think, bloody hell, you know, I earned more than that, or well, I didn't actually manage to get round to this, but I managed to do this, this and this, and you know, look how far I've come. So just want to think about there, guys. As usual, have a good day. Keep on gardening or guttering or whatever you want to be doing, guys. Ta-ra now.